Welcome to Grown Man Chopping It Up. It's your boy J.R. Rada, and I'm here with my ace.
Carrie, I say Carrie with a K. This is a safe place for grown-ups to have a grown-up after dark talk.
We'll give you a second to tuck the kids into bed, because this is 21 and no. 21 and no. Okay, let's get to it.
Today's episode is brought to you by Baby Bibs and their multiple uses. Shout out to Andre Lyon.
Boy, you crazy. I don't even know what that means. But, hey, we're on iTunes now.
All right, good look. That's a good look.
Yes, finally made it.
Hopefully be on iHeart next.
Yeah, headed for iHeart. People, it's a weekly podcast, so keep checking back weekly. We made it, bruh.
Yeah, check out some of the older ones too. They're all pretty good.
Yeah. We put our heart in this stuff, man. But hey, let's just jump right into this, man.
Okay.
Let me start it off.
Oh, there you go.
I'm about to start this thing off.
See,
I was talking to my partner, and he said that most men don't shave their pubic hair.
he was on to something.
And I was like, I think all men shave their pubic hair. And so he really argued me down. And then I was like, why are we talking about men's pubic hair? But do you shave your pubic hair?
I used to, but I don't anymore. I'll trim it now.
So you used to go with the full baby butt.
Well, not completely. I used to shave it all the way down to maybe a short fro.
Oh, so you did the little afro.
Yeah, I maintained it, but I guess it depends on who you're with and what their preference is. But if I'm just, if I'm single or whatever, I let it grow. Let it get caught in my zipper.
What? Now, for me, I shave it all the way down. I give it almost to a number 1. Give it a fade on the side. Because I think that it's better for working out. Because, fumes and stuff get caught in those hairs.
Yeah. But when you're cold, though, where's the first place you reach when it's cold is put your hand between your legs. If there ain't no hair down there, you're still going to be cold.
But I don't think you put your hands down there for the hair.
The hair is what keeps it warm.
No, the hair holding the stank.
That too. That's the reason I started shaving my underarms.
Okay. I shave down there, and it makes your dick look bigger.
It does. Like you're in a porn or something.
Yeah.
Look
So
at that.
I think most men shave, and if they don't, they should.
Right, yeah. Probably the ones that don't should.
Yeah. I've never had a complaint about, being shaved. You just gotta be careful when the hair grows back. That is a little curly or whatever. But when you lotion up, you should, lotion goes everywhere. So don't you have the hard prickly hair. Lotion him up.
Yeah, I guess you get hair in her nose and stuff when she's down there.
Yeah, but if you cut it nice and clean, make it an appetizing plate.
She might appreciate it.
But it's just like with a girl. If you're dating a girl, do you want her to shave?
Sometimes. I don't want it to look like she got buckwheat between her legs. But,
okay.
A landing strip. They got different styles. The triangle, the landing strip.
But if it's a big fro, you still cool.
No, not with a big fro. You can't be cool because the girl's got an innie. So you're going to have to reach through all that to get to it. Even though it's primarily on top, it's still in the area you're trying to get.
I can't do it though. It needs to be trimmed. I've shaved a few women in my life. Like, hold on, come here. Let me hook this up for you. Line it up. You know what I'm saying?
Come on over here, Chewbacca.
Yeah, put a few parts in it.
Wow.
Because I
Put your
think
initials.
Yeah, if a woman is very, very clean and is shaved close as possible or closest that she can get it, it's more inviting.
Yeah.
And if there's a woof, she take off her panties and
We went wolf pussy.
yeah. That's not. I don't know. That don't do it for me.
Yeah, and also it depends on how her hair grows too.
Yeah.
If her hair just grows like out and it look like a blowout, then that might be a little unappealing.
Like she got a perm.
Yeah, but if it's like a little, a little curly, soft, that's cool. But too long is bad.
Yeah, too long's bad. You be coughing up hairballs like kittens.
And then it'd be stuck up your nose when you're down there.
Yeah, so I think men should shave. I think all the stuff you want in a woman, you should do to yourself, because I'm sure that they would. But I mean, like, I guess if it's don't go too feminine. You know what I'm saying? Because then if you look soft and she looks soft, she might not be that attractive.
Yeah.
But like you said, clip it down to a little fro. Mm-hmm. Just look like you cared about it a little bit.
Oh yeah, a little maintenance.
And I think women appreciate that, to know that you have took a few minutes out of your day to try to make it look nice down there.
Yeah, because women are going through a lot. I mean, they got women that'll bleach their assholes and crazy stuff like that. Right? I don't get the whole bleach your asshole thing. Maybe when it's too black or something and they want to bleach it.
For real?
I gotta get back to it. I don't know. I think they mainly do that in porn.
I don't know. I'm about to Google that.
So while you looking at that, at least we talking about pussy. My first subject is good pussy and the definition of good pussy.
Ooh.
Now, when you encounter women, I've never met a woman that said, my pussy's okay. it's alright. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could get better. No woman ever says that.
Right.
They all say, I got the bomb pussy, my pussy hella wet, blah, 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 whatever. But where are they getting this information from? Mm-hmm. A woman can't say if her pussy is good, because it's only good to the person that's getting it.
Okay, that's true.
And so a few tips on what good pussy is.
Okay.
Good pussy concerns wetness, not too wet, but just wet enough to get the friction going. Now, if it's dripping wet, it sounds like that might be cool, but it's not. It's dripping all over the place. You slide in and out. Depending on what kind of stroke you're giving her, you may come out and hit the other hole.
Okay.
Which she may like or not.
Okay.
So the other thing is tightness. And we're not going to blame the woman for the tightness completely, because it will depend on the dick size. If I got a huge dick, then pretty much any pussy will be tight around mine, unless she's got, Grand Canyon pussy.
Okay.
But tightness makes a difference. It doesn't have to be completely squeezing, just so I could feel it like I'm in something. She got to have some walls.
Okay.
So the next thing is shape. All pussies are shaped different. Mm-hmm. And, when you go inside, they don't all go the same direction, because everybody's body is different.
Right.
Some women have actually shallow pussies.
Okay.
And one of those causes is if a woman's not comfortable having sex, then her body doesn't shift the way it needs to. And she just, it feels uncomfortable for her, and it feels like she has a short pussy.
Okay.
The other thing is, can she bust it wide open when she's laying on her back?
Okay. Can you bust it wide
Right.
open?
You know what I'm saying? Can she open them like spread eagle and let you hit nothing but pussy? That's one of the traits of good pussy.
So good pussy. I don't mean to cut you off.
Uh-huh.
So good pussy isn't just the actual pussy itself. That's a part of good pussy.
Right.
But good pussy could be the energy, the level of skill level, and so it might be a complete package into the good pussy.
Right. Good pussy is not just the pussy itself. It could be the warm towel after too. That makes a difference.
Okay.
Because every woman doesn't give you a warm towel after. Some of them just lay there with you, like, what you finna do? I'm finna make you go get a warm towel.
So, good pussy is not. It's more than just what these people have been thinking that it is.
Right.
So,
and it's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, good pussy's in the eye of the beholder.
Because if I haven't had pussy in a long time, then most pussy gonna be good to me right then.
Right.
But if I just had some yesterday, it may be less good than it could be.
It might be less gooder.
It might be less goodest.
Yeah. So a woman can help out with if she has good pussy by understanding her dude.
Yeah.
Understanding what he likes and cater her pussy to him.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
the perfect thing.
Yeah.
Cater your pussy to each person.
Cater the pussy to the dude that you're with. Yeah, you're right. You never do meet somebody and they be like, well, my sex game just sucks.
Right.
They think that they and you know what's so funny? I remember this when I used to go to clubs. That you be in a club or whatever, and these basic people, guys or girls or whatever. So let's say there is a shortage of women and there's a bunch of dudes. So you get these girls that you would consider to be maybe 4 or 5s. Now they're feeling like 10s because everybody is on them because there's not enough girls to go around.
Right, supply and demand.
Right. And so then I always used to sit back and think, like, you know, what would you even talk to this chick if you didn't have 7 Hennessy's, you know? And so, but then they think they the bomb, like you're saying. They might take somebody home and think, But I told somebody this the other day. I just told this story. The best sex that I ever had was with a person who I didn't, from physically looking at them, didn't expect anything.
Right.
And it turned out to be the bomb.
Wow.
And but I've dated women who were gorgeous, body, everything. And it wasn't as good.
And a breath stink.
But it wasn't as good because, like you said, because I think it's an energy.
Yeah.
You know, being sexy and all this stuff it's like you could have that energy with somebody, and that made it good coochie because, like you said, they knew to get the warm towel.
Yeah.
They cupped your booty, or she rubbed your shoulders or something.
Yeah.
It could be something really.
She looked you right in the eye.
Looked you right in the eye. It could be something so small that just bam, where somebody else could have probably tried to do all the tricks in the book and still was like,
Yeah, and she can't pull it off.
Yeah, can't. Yeah, that's crazy. Man.
So next time your women are thinking about it, think about what good pussy is, and you know.
And dudes, stop telling these girls they the bomb when you know they not. You are not helping them.
You're not gonna. You ain't gotta lie, Craig.
No, you give them real feedback so that they could be right for the next dude. You're messing it up for the guy that she dates after you.
Yeah.
Be honest. Like, hey, sex was, but you know, people like to tell you that when you break up.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Don't they? Your dick was little, all this kind of stuff, knowing it wasn't true.
Right. So, hey, once you get out of the bedroom, let's roll into my next one. I say, every man needs a hobby. And when I say that, I say a man needs something to do that's just his. Away from the kids, away from the girl, away from everybody. Just his hobby that he can put his energy and time in.
Right.
And I say that because there's so many people, or especially men, since this is a man's show.
Right.
People always say you need a girl's opinion. No, this is a man's show.
But I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, and women, your dude, get him a hobby. You know? Get him a productive hobby. Something that he can create with his hands or his mind, or something that he can have that's just his. Because I think that when you don't have a hobby, you end up putting too much emphasis on your mate.
Yeah.
And when you do that, then it's like a codependency happens. And so I think you lose some of the spark in your relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if I go out to the garage and I'm working on my car, that's my time to be me. I can work out so many of my issues and work out stuff that I was thinking about. And then I could leave it all there. And so then when I'm interacting with whoever else, my kids or, you know, your girl or whatever, it's just their time.
Yeah.
And I also think that every dude needs at least 2 cars. Maybe even 3.
2 is good.
You need your commuter car and you need your play car. You need a car that you could bolt some rims on, you know, soup up the engine.
Yeah.
Because also men and women, your kids are watching him. Are watching the man.
Yeah.
So if he goes out in the garage and he's working on a car with his hands, your daughter is seeing that. Your son is seeing that.
Example,
it's getting that. We don't have no rule book on what is a man, right? We always talk about this. What's a real man? What's a real this? We don't have a rule book on that.
No.
But what we do have is things that you can do to help the next young man coming up see I remember seeing, not none of my family, but going over a friend's house and their dad be in the garage tinkering on the car.
Yeah.
Or, his friends would come over and they pull a motor out or something.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, it really leaves an impact on you.
It does, yeah.
And, I think that kind of stuff is just like missing nowadays.
Definitely.
So I think every man needs, and let your girl have a hobby. Mm-hmm. Encourage her to have a hobby.
Yeah.
If your girl likes dancing, encourage her to go, dance. Be part of a dance group. You ain't only got to dance at the club. You can find other ways in order to have positive, hobbies.
Yeah, and she'll love you for it.
Yeah, she'll love you for it. That you're not that insecure dude that don't want your girl to go out the house. Mm-hmm. And a lot of dudes will use their hobby for bad. So don't get a hobby that's going to get you in more trouble.
Yeah.
Your hobby is to get you out of trouble.
Don't say you're going bowling every week and then you take her bowling, you can't even hit a strike.
Yeah, right. You can't even throw the ball. It's gutter balls every time. Yeah, what was you been doing?
What was the all popular one? I was at the studio. I mean, it ain't seen Nan song or record.
Album ain't went total glass yet.
Yeah, the studio one's overused. Stop using that one.
Way. Let's retire that.
It's ridiculous.
Unless you working with T-Pain,
See?
Dr. Dre, give it up.
And your boy's closet doesn't count as a studio.
Yeah, you just at his house hanging out.
Just say I'm going to hang out.
Yeah. Dudes, get a hobby. Get your girl a hobby. If she doesn't know what the hobby is, help her find a hobby.
Yeah.
And help her find you a hobby.
See?
Find you something to do where you get some you time.
Yeah.
Some time away. And you know what? You have to start establishing that, because then you guys will miss each other. Mm-hmm. And missing each other, absence make the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
If you're sitting around looking at the person every day, all day, you guys never have a break from each other, you get to the point where I think you start taking that person for granted, or that person takes you for granted.
Yeah.
And then that's when other influences can creep in. Somebody asked me, was I a jealous person the other day? Absolutely not. Not that I don't have jealousy in me, but I'm not jealous in my relationships, because I feel like if a person does something, they're going to do it and I can't stop them.
Yeah, whether you see them do it or not.
Or if you see them do it or not. So my best thing is to always think the best and let them do them and trust them. Like trust until trust is gone, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. So, hey, men, get a hobby. Get your girl a hobby. Start living not independent lives, but take some time to do you.
Yeah, live your life.
Yeah. That's what I came up with.
Yeah, and that's if you got a girl, definitely do that. Even if you're by yourself.
Yeah,
especially if you're by yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's so much stuff that you can do. People don't do things because they're always waiting around. I remember my partner was saying, "Man, I'm gonna go on a cruise when I get in a relationship." Dude, go on a cruise now.
He tripping. You need to go on a cruise while you're single.
Yeah, but you might not make it. You might not make it live long enough. You know what I'm saying? So do what you want to do. Do it now. Don't sit around and wait for other people.
Yeah. Because my son told me the other day, he came up to me and said, Dad, I'm bored. I said, bored? He said, are you ever bored? I said, I am never bored. You will never hear bored come out of my mouth. There's at least 10 things I could always do.
Yeah.
So I told him, get more into reading. Because reading is better than watching a movie.
Yeah, you got to use your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he starts developing hobbies, those are things that he will always be able to pull up. Like, I have so many hobbies, I don't have time to do them.
Yeah.
So because I don't have time to do them, like you said, I always have something to do.
Always something to do, yeah.
I like to play basketball. I can always go find a game somewhere. Mm-hmm. I consider that to be a hobby.
Yeah.
I always want to work on my cars, or I always want to do something with my, I always got something I want to do with podcast, or learn more about how to do this or how to do that. So I'm always busy. Mm-hmm. I always look up and I'm like, damn, people will be happy it's Friday. Sometimes I'm mad that it's Friday. Like, oh shoot, there was another week gone that I didn't do half the things I wanted to do.
Yeah, I'd be mad when I get sleepy because then I'm like, I can't do nothing else. I gotta go to sleep.
Right. Yeah.
This makes my day over.
Right. Day's over. So I feel you, man.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about the fellas that get into new relationships. You know, you just met a girl, or the relationship is fairly new, less than 90 days or so. I want to give you some tips to follow when you're in a new relationship. And this is for the fellas. I mean, women could use probably a couple of them too, but I'm talking to the guys with this one. So one of the first things I thought of is always know your opponents, but don't talk down on them. Because when you just meet a girl, she may have said she's single, but there's still people that are trying to get at her. The dude that she met last week that, maybe he didn't follow all the way through, but you have opponents. But know who your opponents are. But don't even talk about them. Don't be like, oh, I know you met that dude down the street, blah, blah, whatever. She going to get phone calls. She going to get texts because y'all just met. Her life didn't start when you just met her.
Right.
She wasn't born just then. So there's dudes getting at her. You got to work your way through it. Just get through that part. So another one is when you're always know your surroundings. Be early and look around. So when you going to visit her house, she say, "Oh, come over here at 5. Get around there at 4." So you know who's in her neighborhood. Who, if it's dudes hanging on the block or whatever, you know what's going on. You know where to park. Because personally, I used to park 2 blocks away. I don't want them to see what I came at.
Doesn't that make you a stalker if you show up? You show up that much early?
Well, I'm going to drive around the block to case the neighborhood. When you buying a house, don't you do that? You look at the neighborhood. You come at night to see what's going on at night in the neighborhood.
Right. I mean, you know what? I made that mistake once. I went to go see a girl, and I parked in her driveway.
Wow.
And some dude she was messing with came knocking on the door. I wish I could remember her name so I could say it. But he started beating on the door. Boom, boom, boom. Let's just say, Gloria! And I was in the house. I'm like, huh?
I think you called me that night, too.
I called you. I called Rail. I'm like, I called my boy that was from that area, and he came, but he came by the area to make sure I was cool.
Right.
But it was just like you said, caught slipping.
See?
You know the rules of the game, and I violated one in a major way.
Yeah.
Pulled up in the garage.
Wow.
I mean, and then he basically had my car blocked in.
Yeah, you're an instant threat.
Right, and so he ended up leaving or whatever. But you're right. Like I didn't case the joint.
You gotta case the joint first. Okay. So another thing is, I mean, and this is just what I've done. I mean, you may not see it as something that you should do. Is go by your middle name until you know who you're dealing with. So if you got a middle name or a name that you find interesting, you go by that name in the very beginning, because you don't know who you're dealing with and what she's capable of right then. You don't know if you're still gonna deal with her.
Right.
So then, if she call you by another name and you're out at the supermarket somewhere and you're trying to ignore her, you really don't look because that's not your name.
I remember when me, you, and Jay did that. We gave the girls, we gave the girls each other's names.
Yeah.
And they kept calling us, and we wasn't answering. And then the other person answered.
They got all confused.
They was like, Gary, and I was like, huh? I didn't say nothing. Then you looked. So yeah, that was stupid. But yeah.
Makes it interesting.
Yeah, it definitely makes it interesting.
Which is another point when you're in a new relationship, is to be interesting. Don't be boring. Be interesting. And if you're actually boring, get interesting.
Okay.
Because that's going to make her more attracted to you. Another thing is, don't be overbearing. Don't be like, always at her. Give her some free time to figure out who you are and if she wants to be with you. And another point is, give her tasks to do daily.
Okay.
I mean, you're self-sufficient. You're gonna show her that you're self-sufficient. But tell her something like this. Oh, I need you to make me a grocery list. It gives her something to do. You may not even need a grocery list. But just tell her that. Or I want to know when those new Jordans come out. Can you find? Just give her something to do to keep her busy.
Because of idle mind.
It's a devil's playground.
Okay. Okay.
So the last thing I'm gonna say is, I got be self-sufficient. Use sex like a drug.
Okay.
Keep her hooked.
Okay.
You got to keep her hooked because sex to some women is is as important as water.
Okay.
If you put it down all the time, then that's one way to weed out your opponents.
Okay.
Because you're not giving them no time to do it.
So dick her down so she don't have time to frown.
That's right. and look around so you don't get beat down.
Right. Okay. Can I add a couple things to that?
Of course.
I say loosen up. Mm-hmm. Don't talk about what you're gonna do in 10 years in a relationship in the beginning.
Yeah.
Let the beginning be the beginning. I think a lot of people go wrong is that they meet somebody, and we see it all the time on Facebook. Oh, my babe this, my babe that, my baby did this, my baby did that.
Yeah.
And so they're making him or her husband
Already.
before they even made him friend.
Yeah.
And so just loosen up, relax, take your time. You it's not a race. It's not a it's not a sprint.
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon.
Yeah. I got another one.
Go.
Never mix money and sex at least an hour before or after. Because I'm going to tell you what it looks like. Let's just say you want to give her a couple dollars for whatever. I mean,
Okay.
Don't do it an hour before sex or an hour after, because that looks like you paying her for sex. If you're going to give her some money, don't have sex that day. Just like, here, baby, I'm going to break you off a couple dollars. Whatever.
Right.
But then once you do the sex thing, mentally in her mind, it could be like tricking. You'd be like, oh, he's paying me for the pussy, so don't do that.
All right, don't do it. Don't do any assumptions. Like, don't assume that she's wifey
Yeah.
before you've gotten to know her.
Yeah.
So that way you have less to let yourself down about. So just like I said, all my points is gonna always be about enjoying right now, because the memories you make right now is what sustain you in the hard parts of your relationship.
Yeah.
Women, men really forget that the beginning of the relationship is where you, like you said, hook the person. That's like the honeymoon period. That's where it's so great that creates the memories for 4 or 5 years down the road. When you're going through something, you can always remember, like, dang, this is what I want to get back to. But so many people start their relationship off crappy that they ruin that. They don't have that go back to. And especially dudes, if you are special to her in that beginning section of your relationship, that's going to carry on later on when you're not so good.
Yeah, she'll be able to look back.
She'll be able to look back like, yeah, he did just sleep with my cousin, but he treated me like a princess at this point,
and I don't want her to have him.
And we can get back to that. You know what I mean? But if you ain't got nothing to get back to, give
her a reference point.
Yeah, a reference point.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing you do is secure your wallet. Don't put it in your shoe. They know you keep it in your shoe. Keep your wallet somewhere where she can't get to it until you know you can trust it.
Right. What about public affection?
That requires a conversation. If she likes to kiss in public, then that's good. But
you think it's good for new relationships?
I do. I think it's good for new relationships. Not slobbing you down in public, but definitely holding hands, because who holds hand nowadays?
Okay.
Hardly anybody holds hands.
Right. It's hard to walk with people holding hands nowadays.
Yeah.
Because people haven't done it.
Yeah.
So they don't. Your pattern is off. So you guys look clumsy.
Well, hugging and walking is actually clumsy.
Yeah. So PDA is okay. Especially if. I think that's a good way nowadays, especially you want to win a girl over, and you guys start dating, and you start showing her public affection.
Oh yeah.
Because let's be real, dudes in the bay ain't about that.
Nah, they walk 10 feet in front of the girl.
Right.
Especially after they have a baby with her.
Yeah. So if you that dude, who's separating yourself from these other dudes, and you are holding the hands, and you are giving public affection, you're gonna be winning.
And she's gonna be like, "You must not be from here."
Right? Where are you from?
Is that you, Bubba?
Hey, so we're gonna do something a little different this time with the email question. I got it from somebody when I was playing Words with Friends, and I was winning. So you know who you is. I didn't ask if it was okay to say your name, so we're just gonna hold off on your name. I'll maybe put it in the credits later. But she asked, "Is it okay to date your best friend and are friends with benefits?" And I emailed it out or texted out to a few people. And what did you say?
I said yes, because you want to be in love with your best friend. You want to be with your best friend because that's who knows you. That's who knows you the best. Your best friend. But the part about dating your friends with benefits, crossing the line is kind of hard for some people because we were only having sex for all this time, so there was a reason why we were only having sex. Either one of y'all ugly, or don't want to be seen in public with. That's a harder leap to do. Dating a friend with benefits.
Yeah, I say, should you date your best friend? I have some really good female friends, so I'm gonna say absolutely not. You're my friend. I need you to always stay there as my friend because I need you there as my friend. It sounds like a great idea dating your friends, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because you lose twofold. You lose your best friend and you lose the person that you were dating.
Yeah.
Stupid idea.
And who are you going to talk about her to?
Right. It's a stupid idea. I say don't do it. Dating your friends with benefits, I say, is an easier transition.
It's easier.
Because they know you. You know what I mean? They know everything about you. You're freest with them sexually. You've probably just been stingy emotionally.
Yeah.
So if you can release the emotional part about it, then you will be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that should make you okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so to me, that would be easier for me to do than the opposite with my best friend. My best friend already has a position that I need. But then if you sleep with your friends with benefits and you guys become a couple, then will they trust you?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the key. Will they trust you?
Right. And then do you want to deal with that do you want to deal with them never trusting you? Or can you, you know what I mean? Like it's just like they need to stay there too. But it would be easier to date them than the other one. But they need to stay in their position too. Everybody has their position for a reason. Yeah. And you put them in that position for a reason with hopefully good sound judgment.
Yeah, you're putting your team together.
Yeah, you put your team together. Your friend needs to be your friend. Your sex partner needs to be your sex partner where you pull them off the bench when you guys are both single. Because the other thing is too, if you're ever in a relationship and you slept with your friends with benefits during your relationship, then no. They can never become in a relationship with them because they'll never trust you.
Yeah, yeah.
So one of the people said yes and no. Depends on what each person mind is at as far as feelings of relationship. No, if one person is ready for a serious relationship. What do you think about that?
No, if one person's ready for a serious relationship?
So if one person wants a serious relationship and one doesn't, then don't do it.
Oh, yeah. That I guess that's part of the conversation.
Yeah.
But if she's your best friend, she knows what you want anyway.
Yeah.
And because if you talk to your best friend like that.
Right.
I mean, I've never had a female best friend that wasn't my woman. And I don't maintain girlfriends.
That's because you would fuck them.
Yeah, that's why. That's precisely why. And, I don't think they should be around for anything, other than, being with.
Because you would hit it.
Yeah, because I'm a bad person.
Right.
So when I'm in a relationship, that's my best friend. I'm with that person, whatever. But even when I was single, I would never consider a girl my friend unless she was the girlfriend of somebody I knew or a family member or one of my friends. Now that, then she's just somebody I know, or she might be my friend if we all hung out together, because that makes her off limits anyway. But but just having a girl for a friend, a girl I hang out with, no, that's a waste of time. It's like
I like my female friends. Okay, so another person said, from my experience, you can never really tell. I lost a good friend after a 3-year relationship. I wish I never would have messed it up. Sex ruined everything.
See, I think the sex was bad.
I bet, but it could turn out to be something beautiful at the same time. So I don't know. I wouldn't take anything back though. It happened. It was supposed to. We're not enemies. We're just not friends or lovers anymore. That part sucked.
Wow. Yeah, that you lose twofold. Like you said, you lose twofold.
Oof.
That's messed up. I mean, especially, I'm thinking maybe the sex was bad. Like, we were great friends, but then I found out his dick was little, and now we're just not cool no more.
I think that...
Or she didn't arch her back during sex, which just fucked everything up.
So he couldn't get the long stroke.
Yeah, he had to get the short one because she had her back up like a scared cat.
So this person said, I think they kind of missed the mark a little bit, but it depends. If both parties go into the benefit stage knowing that it is what it is, both parties agree that it is what it is, then there's a plus all the way around. If they agree, then if one catches feelings, you got a problem. If they agree, but secretly one is hoping the other one catch feelings, that's another problem. Also, if one catches feelings and the other one is currently dating others, then that could be a problem because there could be a bit of jealousy.
All kind of problems.
See,
I think in friends with benefits situations that one of them sometimes wants a relationship anyway. They're just kind of waiting
on that person.
Yeah, they're kind of waiting on. I mean, I'm showing him I'm around. I'm available. Maybe he'll notice me as more than a sex buddy.
Right.
I bring his lunch all the time.
But then like when you get into that, that's not a sex buddy. Sex buddy doesn't bring lunch.
Right.
Sex buddy doesn't, sex buddy is, hey, it's 12:37.
Right.
Where are you? Bring it right now.
See.
They come through, they got, it's game time.
Yeah.
But when you start, like you said, that's why you can't mix these things. We're gonna do a show about sex buddy rules and regulations because I think people get it confused, and then they go to the movies or they go out on a date.
Oh, they fuck it up.
You're fucking up. Yeah. I mean, but you can have a genuine friendship where you have sex with the person too.
I guess unless you're having sex at the movies. You go to the movies to have sex.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Just another location.
Yeah, that's true.
That's good. All right, so today's Writer's Rant is about objectifying women.
Ooh.
And who's to blame for objectifying women? Is it us or them? I'm blaming them.
Okay.
I mean, it may be us when you look at factors such as commercials, using sex to sell beer. They use sex to sell everything. Anything you're identifying with a man, you use sex to sell it. When they're selling something to a woman, they use pictures and they talk intelligently. Like we don't have no sense or something. So I'm saying, whose fault is it? If you look at Instagram or Facebook, you see all these women with their booty out. They got 1,000 pictures of them in a bikini. The ever-present bathroom pic. There's always a bathroom pic. Now, who are we to blame if we're looking at that saying, oh, she has a fat ass? You don't see nothing that she said. You're not paying attention where she went to school. All you want to know is where she lived at and how could you touch that ass?
Right.
It's objectifying women, but in that sense, it's not our fault. We live in a society where we're glorifying strippers, and stripping seems to be the thing to do. Strippers and video hoes. We're raising cosmetologists and barbers. We shouldn't do that. We should be looking at our young women and teaching them that you're more than a body. Because if you look at a woman's body as objectifying it, you miss the true beauty of it. It's like when you're sitting in a class and they ask you to paint a naked picture. How many people in there, if it's a naked picture of a woman, how many people in there look, oh, she's got a nice rack, instead of just painting the picture? The naked body is beautiful. You get unrealistic expectations when you look at strippers and video girls with big old booties, big old titties. You're expecting to see that in public, and since we got so many hormones in our food, we are seeing that in public. We're seeing a lot of that in public. And then in that turn, it gives our young women a false sense of reality that they have to have a fat ass or big titties to be accepted in this society. And I think that that's wrong because they need to know that there's other things that you should have in this society to succeed. They got to have some kind of rational reasoning. So once you lose the respect of just saying, okay, I just like her body's fine, that's what I'm gonna deal with, you tend to devalue a woman down to a body part, when in fact you should be looking at what she, how's her education, what's she thinking, is she intelligent? Because all that matters when the relationship goes left and you say she just went crazy on you because you didn't pay no attention to that part. All you saw was a fat ass. You didn't see that she had 4-5 baby daddies, and each one of them thought she was crazy too. So you got to pay attention, and instead of just objectifying a woman's body, find out everything you need to know so you can make an informed decision.
And hey, that's some real talk. Only thing I'm gonna throw in that too is, but I was talking to somebody and I said, what else are they gonna do? If being attractive is the only quality you have, it's what they put out there, right? So if she has a banging body, big titties, nice ass, pretty face, but she has nothing else going for her, that's what she's gonna put on Instagram. Yeah. Same thing with the dude. If he got money, he's gonna put pictures of him in the club popping bottles. Right? Why? That's his only trait. So of course that's what he has. That's his selling point. Yeah. And so if you are a beautiful woman, what else are you? If you work out all the time, you got to show it. I mean, they feel like they got to show it.
They do.
Because what else they're going to do with it? It's I just want to know, when do they make any money? If you're on Instagram and you got 20,000 followers and you're naked, but you don't make no money from it. At least like Delicious, at least she can host parties.
Yeah, she turned it into something.
But if you Shaquita from West 99th Street and you beautiful with a fat ass, but you ain't doing nothing with it.
All you get is attention.
You're getting attention. Turn that attention into some money somehow.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be a model and host parties. That means people still go to clubs. Like, how much do they pay when these video girls to go to a club and host? Like, how much could they possibly pay them?
That's going to pay the bill.
Because the promoters only make so much money. We did club promoting, and I can't see me paying Delicious $5,000 to show up.
Right, because the bar cost me $1,200.
Yeah, I'm good. All right, let's wrap up this episode.
All right.
And we'll be back next week.
All right,
so that concludes our show tonight. We know there's a lot of podcasts you could be listening to.
And should be listening to.
So we thank you for riding with us. I'm J.R. Ryder.
And I'm Kerry with a K. Make sure you look us up on Facebook or Instagram, or get at us on grownmenchoppingitup@gmail.com. That's spelled out GROWNMENCHOPPINGITUP. And remember, everybody kneeling ain't praying.
Peace.